sketched on the spot by Alfred E. Matthews. That is crazy. So there was someone there sketching this as it was going on. Often retreating military units would contaminate water sources on purpose, often with dead animals, making the water unfit for consumption by the pursuing army. Do not drink water from this spring. It has not been tested for bacteria or other contaminants. I was actually thinking about it. And now that I read that, who knows, we still might. And this one goes that deep. So I wonder if they actually dug out these crevices so the water can drip into, then they collect it. So this just dawned on me. I just got back in the car, turned the air on, it felt really nice. But this sign says the monument is only 300 feet. We can just walk to that. Plus, this might not even be a place to turn around. But here's the sign that I was referring to. Robinson Spring is a quarter mile that way. We probably won't walk to that. But monument, 300 feet. We can walk to that. And exit US Highway 25 and I-75 is going that way where we came in. So let's just walk over and check out this monument and see what that's all about. Car's right there parked, we're fine. I'll probably get out of breath. I kind of am already out of breath. I'm out of shape. I need this, I do need this. But it's the fact that it's hot, very, very hot. Oh, here's some stairs going up this way. That may be it. That may be it. We'll walk up there and look. And then here's a hiking sign trail right here. Yeah. So you're able to hike through here if you'd like. But we are going to go up these stairs right here. So even if I would have jumped in the car, I would have saw this. Let's be real, I probably wouldn't have saw it. I would have just kept going that way with no way to turn around. But if I would have saw this, I would have just backed up and parked anyways. But let's go up and take a look at this. Infantry Ridge Trail. Oh, this is a trail. No horses or motor vehicles permitted on trail. Okay, so does the trail take us to the monument? Let's walk up here a little ways and see if we can find out. I'm already getting out of breath, all my walking I've done today. Okay, it's saying monument is 400 feet, but that sign told me it was 300 feet. Okay, Hospital Rock is that way. Quarter mile. Monument's 400 feet this way. Let's walk this way. Now, we all know I'm in bad shape. Just not very active. And that's not good. So this is no joke, I really am getting out. Not because of them steps. Okay, partially maybe. But because it's being out and it's so hot today. Okay, here's a plaque. Here's a plaque that I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that plaque. Okay. Gateway to the West. In front of you stands a part of the historical Wilderness Road, which is the reason the Battle Camp Wildcat was fought. This is very discolored because it looks like moisture has gotten inside. That is not shade. Moving along the Wilderness Road was a feat rivaling the passage of the Alps. The Wilderness Road. The Wilderness Road ran from Cumberland Gap northward over Wildcat Mountain and the hills along the Rockcastle River. Not far north of where you are standing, the road turned northwest, crossed the Rockcastle River, and ended 60 miles away at Harrisburg. Today, the route is approximated by portions of U.S. routes 127, 150, 25, Kentucky State Route 229, and U.S. 25 East. There's that if you want to read that part there. And then there's the sign. We have a little bit of shade casting, but most of it's just the moisture that got inside. All right, well, let's just keep trekking along. More plaques up here I'm looking at. I'm wondering what this monument looks like, because that'd be really, really neat to look at. We should be coming up on it, I imagine. These benches are really appreciated too. Nerve Center for the Union Army. The area around you and along the trail was the headquarters camp of one of the senior Union commanders at Camp Wildcat, Colonel Theophilus T. Garrard. Wow. So this area was the nerve center. Theophilus Garrard, a Kentucky soldier, was from nearby Manchester. Yeah, and Manchester's not very far from here. That's probably about 50 minutes, 45 minutes, and a veteran of the Mexican War. He was the son of a prominent Kentucky family and had 3 cousins serve as senior commanders in the U.S. Army during the Civil War. In 1861, he recruited the 7th Kentucky Infantry and led them here at Camp Wildcat. There he is right there. And then a typical Civil War camp in 1861 to 1862. This hill and the road intersection below, near where the battle monument is today, which was where we're going to, was the Confederate objective during the battle. Federal units camped in this area in tents and dug earthworks to protect this key position. Many of these fortifications remain visible today. All right, then we'll have to be on the lookout for that. All right. So it does look like I'm seeing some gravel down here. What's this sign say? Hospital Rock. Yeah, that's what we passed on that main trail road, the Hospital Rock. We won't be trekking to that today. Maybe another day, but we did pass it on that trail, like when I was driving in the car. Okay. Robinson Spring is 1/8 of a mile that way. And here we have it, the monument, Camp Wildcat. Oh, there's a grave. Is that a grave? We'll start down here. The Wildcat School. The Wildcat School is located approximately 300 feet east of here along the Winding Blade Road. It was a one-room wooden clapboard-sided building serviced by an outdoor privy. A nearby spring provided water active from the late 19th century into the 1940s. The school served this mountain community with grades 1 to 8. According to the 1894 school census, the school had 17 males and 22 female students. For many years, the school maintained an average enrollment of nearly 40 students. That's more than what my high school graduating class was, 40. I was at a very small school. There's the photo of all of them. That is amazing. 1921. And there's the names of each child and teachers. Not shown as teacher Lucy Moore. Wow, that is amazing. Just picture it out here. It said 300 feet east. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to pull my phone out because I don't know which way's east. I have a compass on my phone now. Okay, compass is on my phone. We're looking at, no, I do not want to rate the app. We are looking at north right now. So east. That's crazy. That way there, roughly. Yeah, that's how that works. Man, that is crazy. Middle of nowhere. Wildcat School. And the spring provided water. You know what, guys? I want to walk to that. That's 1/8 of a mile. I think I can, that's doable. I can do that. I don't think I need to drive to that. We could, we probably could, but I wonder if we can have access to it. Okay, the Battle of Wildcat. On the morning of October 21st, 1861, Confederate troops attacked the Union Army here at Camp Wildcat. General Felix Zollifer, leading 7,500 Confederate soldiers, was intent on driving the Union forces from the hilltop position here along the Wilderness Road. The country is mountainous, the road rough and difficult, muddy and rocky, running over immense ridges and winding along the edges of frightful precipice. It is true, it is very windy, it's very treacherous, it is. Obviously it's better now than what it was back in the day because we actually have gravel. Back in the day it was, I can't even imagine. They advanced with wild cheers and loud oaths, but were met with volley after volley. Sketched on the spot by Alfred E. Matthews. That is crazy. So there was someone there sketching this as it was going on? What? Like one of those, like the court stenographer, you know, the ones that sit in court and they actually sketch. There was someone there that was doing it, and he sketched this out. That is insane. That's mind-blowing. I didn't even know they had such a thing back in the day. But there's someone literally sketching there on the spot. Sketched on the spot is what it says. October 21st, 1861. That's mind-blowing. Wow. The Union's camp was aptly named the rugged terrain of the Rock Castle Hills made travel hard. Zollicoffer later described Wildcat as almost inaccessible. Definitely. They don't call it Rock Castle River for nothing. That's the one we fished in that one video I did. This map shows the position of the troops on the morning of the battle based on a composite of written historical accounts. Wow. Definitely pause the video if you want to read all of that at once. But right there, about midnight, unusual noises were heard from the deep valley. The beating of drums, the cries of drivers, the rumbling of wagon trains. General Zollicoffer had begun his retreat. Crazy. And then moving on, it looks like there was a reef here. It may have blew off with the tornado winds that we had. I'm not too sure. There's one on that one. Confederate Regiment, 11th, 17th Tennessee, 20th Tennessee Infantry, 19th Tennessee, Tennessee Battery, 15th Mississippi, 16th Alabama, Tennessee Cavalry Independent, donated by Laurel County Historical Society. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this one. The Union Regiment, Laurel Home Guard, 7th Kentucky Infantry, 33 Indiana Infantry, 17 and 14 Ohio Infantry, 1st Kentucky Cavalry, Battery, 1st Ohio Artillery, 1st and 2nd East Tennessee, 38th Ohio. Donated by Laurel County Historical Society. Then right here, Camp Wildcat, site of Civil War battle, October 21st, 1861. In memory of those who fought here. This monument dedicated on October 17th, 1992, in Kentucky's bicentennial year. And there we have down there Daniel Boone National Forest, Laurel County Historical Society, and the celebration, 1792 to 1992, Kentucky bicentennial year. And over here, I'm not sure if this is a grave or it says 1792 to 1942 sesquicentennial. Obviously, a lot of it is destroyed over the years, very weathered over the years. I think this is just their there. I don't think this is a grave, no. This is just a, kind of like the bicentennial, which is what, 100 years? This was the sesquicentennial from 1792 to 1942. Well, there we have it, guys. We're not in the video yet. We are going to go and check out this spring. According to that sign, it's saying 1/8 of a mile that way. I'm not sure how long of an 1/8 mile. Yeah, Robinson Spring, 1/8 mile. So I'm not sure how long 1/8 mile is walking, but let's do it. 1/8 of a mile. Definitely probably could just drive, but we'll go ahead and walk it out. 1/8 of a mile shouldn't be that bad at all. I don't know how many feet 1/8 of a mile is, but this was apparently 300 feet going that way. Well, then up there it told me 400 feet. How many feet is 1/8 of a mile?
0.125 miles is equivalent to 660 feet.
Wow, okay then. All right, so we're gonna go like halfway of what that was supposed to be from the little battlefield plaque monument from where we started. Oh yeah, I could have probably turned around there too, if needed. I don't want to get over to that spring and there's nowhere to park. I imagine there probably is, but this is doable. I need the exercise anyways. It's definitely doable. My battery is going to be dying though, and the camera is overheating just because of the heat. I am filming 4K 60 frames per second with Rocksteady Plus on, so it does make the camera overheat if it's pretty hot out. Like the battery gets super hot, then I usually swap it out. But all my other batteries, they're like dead. I didn't come fully charged today, so we'll fit it all in, trust me. Still walking along the trail. We can do it. We are, oh, I see a sign. Robinson Spring Trail. What? So do we gotta get on the trail to see the spring? I'm not too sure. Is this the trail, Robinson Spring Trail? I'm not too sure. There's a sign there. Here's a sign that says, no overnight camping, no horses beyond this point. Okay, if I had to guess, I imagine the trail is that way. I hope. I don't want to be walking way too far and not find the trail. I guess we'll, I have no idea. Okay, there's another sign up here that'll teach us the way. Robinson Spring Trail. Okay, 300 feet. Okay, so this wasn't that bad of a walk at all. And we have another plaque. Robinson Spring. Go ahead and pause the video to read all that. I will read it briefly. I know we're getting some reflection on there. But it does say Robinson Spring is located at the end of the trail 300 feet in front of you. It is named after a Robinson family who had a homestead here in the late 19th and earliest 20th centuries. This spring served as the main source of water for their family's cooking, drinking, and bathing. Barrels placed at strategic locations near the cabin would catch and store rainwater coming off the roof and serve as a secondary source of water. Finding a reliable spring or a water source was critical in establishing a homestead. Wilderness Road passes directly behind you. Spring serves as an important source of water for travelers along the road, especially on dry ridge tops such as this. Clean water was critical for armies to perform as an effective fighting force. Contaminated water could lead to dysentery, diarrhea, typhoid, and other diseases resulting in illness or even death. Near battlefields, there were unseen hazards. There was always the chance that the water supply, such as a creek, spring, or well, would be contaminated by the human or animal excrement or mud churned up from the bottom by moving troops or wagons. Often retreating military units would contaminate water sources on purpose, often with dead animals, making the water unfit for consumption by the pursuing army. Soldiers encamped at Wildcat would have to transport water from the Rockcastle River, nearby streams, or springs such as this. Well, I went ahead and read it all because it is pretty interesting, actually. Mountain springs were vital to homesteads. Wow, that is so interesting. Do not drink water from this spring. It has not been tested for bacteria or other contaminants. I was actually thinking about it. And now that I read that, who knows, we still might. Let's just keep going, I guess. Should probably watch out for copperheads because apparently they're really bad this year. Very, very bad this year. So I need to make sure I don't only have my eyes only on the camera screen, but also in real life. I always like to look at the camera screen to make sure I got everything in frame, but I also don't want to be bit by a copperhead because I have no signal out here. It's definitely twisty and windy, but then again, it kind of has to be. Because if it wasn't, we'd be just going straight downhill. That's why we have a lot of roads in Kentucky and Tennessee like this, because they kind of have to be. Because if they weren't, you just go straight down. Oh, is this it? This is it. Okay. I was thinking it'd be like a geyser, like gushing with water, to be honest with you. No, it's still pretty cool. I'm not going to sit and say it's not. That is cool. Well, this is the end of the trail here, so I know this is definitely it. Like, here's a little bench here. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But yeah, this is it. Like I said, I was not expecting it to be. I thought it'd be like a spring. Like, I know we saw the image on the plaque, but I thought it'd be like a spring. Like, think like the artesian, like if you're a longtime viewer of me, think the artesian well in Ohio. Remember that back in the day? I used to love that thing. Artesian well would just be flowing with water year round. You could drink it. It was safe to drink year round. Amazing. Wintertime, it would just be flowing out. Maybe I'll add some video overlay. I have to dig out one of my old videos here on YouTube. They're here on YouTube. It is so cold. Very back in the day, go check those out. That's what I was thinking. But this is still pretty cool. So they collected water, I guess, from the dripping rock right there. We'll get an up close shot of it because that's still pretty cool. So the water just, oh yeah, you can actually see it. Obviously you can see it dripping. Kind of looked like it was yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking it was going to be like a, like artesian well. But no, this is still pretty cool. And this is what they had back then for a spring. And they named it Robinson Spring. I imagine maybe they took the water out from here. Oh yeah, that's rock. Oh, make sure there's nothing in there. Sheesh. Oh yeah, that's deep. Okay, yeah, that goes pretty deep. What is that? An acorn? It's the top of an acorn. Kind of looks like a button, don't it? Top of an acorn. Definitely looks like a button though. That's pretty cool. Top of an acorn. Yeah, because there's acorns around here. See? So how deep does that go? Oh yeah, look at that. It goes that deep. My hand goes that deep. And then are we ballsy enough to do it? Goes about that deep. Look at my hand. So the one goes about here. So I wonder if they dug these out, these holes. And then this one goes, ooh, what was that? There's like a little tadpole, and this one goes that deep. So I wonder if they actually dug out these crevices so the water can drip into, then they collect it. Either way, because this is all rock. There's more of those. Like I said, it looked like a Civil War button. Well, it looked like it would be like a Civil War button or something, seriously. But no, they're just acorn caps. Definitely awesome. Yeah, this is all hard rock in the center there. So it's just carved out. But yeah, here in the center, it's all rock. It's all rock in there. So I wonder if they like actually carved that out to collect the water. Or if it was just naturally there because the water over time, literally hundreds of years, eroding the rock. Either way, really awesome to be able to witness that. Well, I think it's time to now head back to the car and then we'll wrap up the video. This video will probably be like it'll probably be like a 40-minute video. I know people don't watch that long, but it is what it is. I want to document and show what I see. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Someone's been out here cutting some wood up. Now the hard part is going back uphill. Now it ain't that bad at all, but it does go up at an incline. Definitely not handicap accessible. I don't expect it to be, but if you're wondering, there you have it. But there we have it, Robinson Spring. There's the 2 holes, yeah, that we just saw. Well, let's head back to the car now. And if you are wondering, obviously, yes, you can pull your car up here. You don't gotta be like me and walk and then die at being out of breath. You have to pull your car up here and then turn around. There's one of the mountain hillsides before it got carved down. Or whatever happened with it, it's more flat now. This goes to show how rocky Wildcat Mountain and pretty much all of Kentucky really is. Oh wow, I didn't see this. It's not too far from there at all. You just come up this way. Robinson Cemetery. Wow, guys, we are really finding all kinds of things back here. I was not expecting to see all this stuff at all. Robinson Cemetery, established 1970, Camp Wildcat. Notice, no spaces available. Wow. Wow. Very small and quaint cemetery. I don't know if that's a stone or a rock. Like, you know, like a headstone. They're just so old and weathered, you can't even read them. Man. Farmer Begley, April 2nd, 1909, passed away June 5th, 1948. Yeah, if I knew we had all this stuff to look at. There's James Begley, December 7th, 1861, passed away April 5th, 1926. Rebecca Begley, May 12th, 1866 to March 26th, 1920. Coming back to this one, someone laid some, a quarter, couple pennies. So I'm thinking this is probably it's so weathered you cannot see it. I imagine this is probably a soldier, because that is pretty common to leave a penny or some coins. Yeah, they're just so weathered, guys, you can't even see them. So weathered and worn. There's a few of them that are newer-ish that you can tell. One there we'll go look at. There's Kenneth Begley. Another Begley, looks like Philip. Oh, here's one that says Dad. It just says Dad. Paul Robinson. Someone, yeah, put some, so you can see, someone put Some coins on here. U.S. Air Force. Guys, my camera is overheating so bad. Here's a plaque over here that we just missed. Didn't even see it. It looks like it's broken off. I think someone stuck it back in the ground. Oh yeah, it looks like maybe it came off of this side here. Guys, my camera's overheated. It is so hot out here today. I'll post what the real feel temperatures is, but it's got to be pushing almost 100 today, like real feel has to be. It's a real feel of 102 out. Guys, it is so hot right there. It is so hot today. Yeah, it's 92, but real feel feels like 102. It is so hot today. My camera's overheating. I gotta wrap this up. I would like to come back here and do an actual video on this cemetery. Learn more about the people. There's even one all the way over here. Maggie B. Mullins, 1889 to 1941. So I said, it's just... I was not expecting to see this, guys. I really wasn't. So we're going to come back here and do a video someday. Brandy Lynn Coon. Oh, there's a Confederate. There's a Confederate right there. John A. Coon. July 11, 1953, and he died August 8th, 2018. Okay. Probably had relatives in the Confederate Army then. Resting in the shade of the trees, and that is true. He is resting in the shade of the trees, literally. Most of them are. Wow, there you have it. Yeah, I definitely want to come back here, guys, and pay respects and do a video just on this cemetery, because this is amazing. It truly is. Amazing. Really, really amazing. Over here, they're just getting so weathered. Ronald D. Newcomb. Oh, wow. He's only 1 year old, maybe not even. Born 1955 and passed away in 1956. Oh, man. That's so sad. Very, very sad. I don't have time to sit here with all... I have the time, guys. I just don't have the battery. I want to come back here. I don't have the battery to show you guys everything. James Newcomb. He was born in 1875 and passed away in 1940. I just don't have all the battery to show you guys all this today. I got to get back to the car and plug them in. And plus, like I said, everything is overheating. Oh my, is there a grave here? I can't tell if there's a grave here. I don't know what's going on there. Everything's just thrown there. The glass vase looks broke. This is really something else, guys. We're going to have to come back. Over here, on the back of this grave, oh yeah, he has the veteran. I've seen these before. Paul Robinson, Korea. Always and always, Paul Robinson, August 4th, 1929 to May 25th, 2004. But on the back, what I was going to show you guys, I just noticed, is there's a picture etched in, engraved in. Looks like a buck, turkey, someone out there fishing in a boat with some waterfowl flying above. Man, that is crazy. That's so cool. And over here, there's even etched in a buck and a doe. The mountains on the back. Solar light. Those are always very nice. This is Robert E. Proper Bam. Born July 15th, 1963 and passed away August 24th, 2009. We'll go ahead and set up. Fix that. The little spikes in the ground there. Fix that up. And it said, goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean I'll miss you until we meet again.